Okay, I've made some new purchase of silver, and just last week I purchased this two tubes of one of them was the Canadian silver maple, and another tube was the a new silver round. It's called the Eureka. Um, I've described the silver maple before. I'll just leave that aside for comparison later. It's one of my favorite coin, this Canadian maple, and I have probably about 150 coins of these, and this is like, I think this is 25, a tube of 25, and this one here is something new I just purchased. It's called the Eureka. The image on the coin depicts a miner who has just found either gold or silver nugget, and he's set against the Australian backdrop. You can see, I think that's a kookaburra, one of the Australian bird in the background. So it's quite a nice round. Oops, sorry. So at the back, it's by the ABC, Australian Bullion Company. It says 1 ounce, 999.5 silver. You notice a lot of silver coins are just 999, 999, and so this one is 0.5, slightly more, tiny bit more silver content. But this one thing to note, it's not legal tender, but I don't really mind if it's if something I buy is not legal tender, because what's the point of buying a 1 ounce silver coin and it's worth like, say, $25 in Australia, but the legal tender of the coin is just $1. You're never gonna use that coin for a $1 purchase, which, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to use that for $1 purchase. And especially if you think, if you're buying silver in preparation for, let's say, a currency collapse, and you'll be thinking, okay, silver, if the currency collapse, silver price is going to go up against that currency, in that currency. So silver may be, let's say, I don't know, $50 per ounce or $100 per ounce. So why would you use that legal tender, which is only the coin is only like $1 Australian? For example, legal tender, this one is a Canadian maple silver. It's 1 ounce, so it's about $25 in Australia, and I think in Canada as well. You can see it's $5 in Canada. So this is legal tender in Canada. So, I mean, legal tender, it just means the law in that country recognizes this coin as currency, and they have allocated $5 for this coin. And let's say if there's a currency collapse, and let's say, for example, if silver goes up to, say, $100, why would you use this for a to buy something which is worth $5? $5 right here. So makes no sense. For me, I collect a lot of coins, and recently I've started collecting a lot of rounds. A round meaning it's a coin that is not legal tender, doesn't have a legal tender value. So if you have seen my other video, you would have noticed I bought a lot of American buffalo coin, buffalo silver, and those are not legal tender. It's just 1 ounce coin. They call it a round. So for me, a 1 ounce silver is a 1 ounce silver. I don't like to think of it as legal tender for the currency of your country, because they usually make it much lower anyway. So it makes no sense to buy something which is worth $5 with your silver maple. If the currency collapse, your silver will be worth a lot more than that $5. And even without the currency collapsing, you wouldn't be using your Canadian silver maple in Canada to buy stuff anyway, because even now it's worth at least, I think, about 3 times or 4 times the legal tender, the $5 legal tender value. So for me, it just doesn't make sense. So that's why my philosophy now, it's just buy the silver, as many ounces as I can, and as cheaply as I can, because you'll find coins will fetch a premium. So a coin like the Canadian silver maple will command a bit more premium compared to rounds like this. This one you get pretty close to the spot price, probably maybe about $3 or $4 more, whereas with the coin, legal tender coin, it's about $6 above spot price of silver. So for me, it just doesn't yeah, I just try to accumulate as many ounces as possible, as cheaply as I can, just to get my average down. So 1 ounce silver is a 1 ounce silver, and this one I quite like it. It's 9995 silver, whereas this Canadian maple, it's 9999, which is one of the reason I like the Canadian maple very much, because it's more pure, it's finer, and you notice a lot of the other coins are just 999. So this ABC one, the Eureka, would be slightly better than those others with 999, because this is 9995. So yeah, today yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what I bought here. So they come in a tube. The Canadian silver maple comes in this tube, and the Eureka comes in this shorter tube. This one is, I think it's only 20 instead of Canadian maple, which is 25. So if you haven't checked out my full silver collection, please click on one of my earlier videos. You see my full collection. I would think it's quite a good collection, because I wanted to collect a variety of different types of silver. I just didn't like buying too many of the same type. I mean, the first month when I started collecting, I only bought from one precious metal company, and they only had like Canadian maple. So during that time, I bought like 4 tubes. So I had about 100 coins of the silver maple, And then after that, I found the Australian kangaroo, and I bought about 4 tubes as well. But then, having so many of those, I kind of get bored. I would like to have a different kind of design, and sort of like stamp collecting. There's no point collecting too many of the same stamp, which yeah, getting different types will make it more interesting. So I try to collect different types now. All right, that's it for today. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you like my video, please like. um, I'll bring you more updates. I've actually made a few more purchases of silver. I'll do a new review next week. All right, see you guys. Adios, muchachos.